Well, good morning from the Nugget Shooter shop, or store, whatever you want to call it. Today I'm sitting in my store, and it was closed for quite a while due to the virus and other things, but we're back open over here. And I'm by appointment in this little store, and it's more of a shop. I do not have a big storefront where you walk in, I got shelves and shelves full of stuff. I do have lots of stuff, but I don't put it out on display per se. I'm open by appointment only, and when you come here, whatever you need I usually have, and if I don't have it, if you tell me what you're coming here for before you get here, I'll have it here. And I've had this little store here for 20 years or so, and it used to be in my house back in the old days, and I graduated up to putting in one of my little cabins. We own, as you know, a old mining camp here in Morristown with about 14 cabins and several houses. All of it's really old stuff, but it's pretty cool. And anyway, this is what you'll see if you come to visit. I got my electric bike in the background. We got a couple of those. They're really nice. They go off-road real well, and they're great for when we travel around so we don't have to burn up gas running around town, stuff like that. And with today's gas prices, that's pretty darn important, I'll say. And I carry the essentials, the hermit picks and all the stuff, coil covers and stuff like that, and detectors. And I just thought I'd show it to you today. So give me a second and we'll go do a little walk around in here, and I'll talk about some of the stuff, and we'll go from there. See you in a minute. Okie dokie, well here it is. Like I said, it's not real fancy, but it's I've got what you need most times. And check out this old dry washer. I showed this in a video, but this thing is really cool. And oftentimes I find weird stuff out in the desert, and I'm wondering what the heck could that have come from? Well, look at this. They use door springs on this. And believe it or not, this thing still works. I can't do it with one hand, but this old buffer still works. Let's see if we can get her to crank. Nah, I can't. Check that out. And it's not all there, most of it's there, but it is one of the coolest things I ever saw. And I don't know when that was built. Let's see, there's some more spring hanging down there. And that explains how door springs get out in the desert, I guess. But I got a collection of covers and stuff here, and I made this for my daughter long ago for her, I think, 6th grade. And that nugget right there is from Rye Patch. Really nice nugget from Rye Patch. The rest of the stuff is stuff that I found in my travels, most of it. Pretty cool. And just shelving and miscellaneous stuff sitting around. So I got a lot of stuff. And down here is just some more stuff I found. Down the bottom's a jar full of wheat pennies. It must be, I don't know, 300 or 400 of them in there. And old nickels and stuff like that. And this is real nice. Obsidian. Oh, and this is a meteorite. Campo del Clio. And they call it Campo. And no, I didn't find that. I bought it. And here's Doc's new book, too. All That Glitters, a Prospector's Story. I have this in my shop. I think it's about 10 bucks. A really good book. Just a really good book. And I even have some old pamphlets from Castle Hot Springs Hotel. And these are hard to come by, my friends. But it shows the resort and whatnot. And I've actually got pictures of the resort here. And more stuff. That's my old friend Stan. He's gone now. Miss him. And my Ouncer Club certificate for finding my first 1-ounce nugget. And my Mine Lab Premier Dealer, Huey. Kind of proud of that. And we got detectors. And a flag. Now you might wonder what that flag's for. Well, you may have to pause the video to read this. But at Kandahar, long ago when we first bombed that base at Kandahar and took it over, these fellers watched my forum and participated at my gold forum to get them away from the rigors of being overseas and essentially fighting a war. And they sent me this as a honor, I guess you'd call it. They were thankful for what I'd done for them, just by having it for them. That was pretty cool. And this is from my old friend George Charles. Boy, the old boy I bought the property from. He's gone now too, and I miss him. And we got the globe, and we got lots of stuff that I've found. Big old copper nugget in there, just all kinds of cool stuff. Just some of the cooler stuff. My terrarium. Yeah, I'm into plants. And lots of stuff. More detectors. And we got the Pro Gold panning kits in here. And anything from My Lab or XP, stuff like that. You can see I got XP stuff up here. And I can get that for you. More detectors. We got a 7000, a 6000, and a Gold Monster there, an Equinox 800. You got the headphones, wireless headphone setups. You name it. Lots of Nugget shooter hats, shafts, and the famous FRANKINPICK. And I just got a new batch in, so we got a lot of them now. And there's my gold spot scoops, some My Lab bags, coil covers, and the rest of the shop. My desk, shipping department, the other electric bike. Like I said, I love these things. They'll go quite a ways on a charge, and they'll go through just about anything. And there's my detector rack. And just various stuff. And maps. Lots of maps. Yeah, a lot of those are my maps from way back when. And most of those have marks on them. Someday somebody's going to get all those maps. Yeah, maybe they'll like it, maybe they won't. But it is what it is. So there you have it. And that's my little shop. I'm in a little cabin. A little, I guess you call it a two-room cabin. It's basically a one-room cabin. And like I said, I've been here a long time. And I take good care of my customers. That's number one. I also train. You buy a detector from me, I train you. And I don't do much advertising and stuff on my videos here at YouTube, simply because that's not why you're here to watch. But I've gotten a lot of requests from people wanting to see my shop, wanting to hear about my shop and what I do and all that. So I decided to put together this one video and to show you just that. And we're going to have a little bit of a talk here about a few other things. I get a lot of questions about what I carry in the field or what I don't carry in the field and why I do or don't. So give me a second to get back to my desk, and we'll have a little chat. Alrighty, what do I carry in the desert? Well, when I'm out prospecting, I carry a long-handled pick. Currently, I use the FRANKINPICK, and most of you know what that is, or if you don't, you just saw them. And it's a lightweight pick. It weighs about 3 pounds. It's very strong. It's made out of a shovel that's been dismantled and remantled, so to speak. And it works very well. Quite strong, and they last forever. If the handle breaks, you just go buy a shovel handle and stick it in there. And I like the long handle pick for a couple reasons. I'm getting up there in the years, and it's real nice to have a long handle to be able to get up off the ground when you're down there on your knees digging holes. And I carry a scoop, and I prefer the Gold Spot scoop that I sell. It's got, I saw other brands, but that one's pretty cool because it has riffles on the bottom, which is real helpful, especially on the small iron targets and gold targets that we encounter out here. It'll catch them in that little riffle, and you don't have to refine them in the pile quite as often. I carry water, lots of water. I don't carry extra stuff, so I can carry more water. I carry a crevice tool, I carry a brush. I have a carpenter's waste pouches. I got 2 pouches on it, and I got my multi-tool in the back. I carry that because I carry a camera, so I'm already carrying extra stuff. And I carry my water and something to eat, and some paper towel or something in case I need it. I carry a loop for looking at stuff, so my old eyes get a little help. And that's about it. I don't like to carry too much stuff because I walk sometimes several miles in a day when we're out hunting. I'm not kidding you. I have younger guys go along with me out there. We go hiking off to a spot I'm going to hunt, and I'll wear them out. They just kind of look at me funny and say, well, geez, you got 10 years on me. But I've been doing it for so long that I know where to step and what to step on and what not to step on and whatnot. I also, in the truck, I carry a whole bunch of other stuff that's really important for safety, stuff like that. We won't go into all that right now. I've gone into that before. I get asked a lot, is why I brought this up about pinpointer, why I don't carry a pinpointer. It's just extra stuff for me to carry. Before pinpointers were good enough to actually find small gold nuggets, I never carried one for years and years and years. And it's just recently that they've gotten qualities good enough to hear small gold. And I'm just so used to doing it with this spoon, the scoop, that in my hand, this hand to scoop, that I'm quicker that way. And I'm not as worried about, like in a park where you're going to whack a really nice coin with a pick because you got to dig a little tiny hole to not do damage to the park or the sod. I can dig a pretty big hole around my target and get the target moved, and then I locate it. Sometimes I don't even use a pick. I'll just scrape the ground with my scoop because I know it's a shallow target. And you can tell if they're shallow and deep when you've had enough experience doing this. So that explains that. And a pinpointer is just another thing for me to carry, another thing I have to drag out, turn on, and the Mindland pinpointers work great around the 6,000. Some other pinpointers drive it nuts. It doesn't like to play around other electronics. And Mindlab kind of matches their electronics so you don't have that problem, which is really nice. But it's more of a hassle than not to carry a pinpointer. Now, if I'm out somewhere hunting strictly great big gold and I'm not looking for the smaller stuff, or it depends a lot on the gold fields I'm going to, I really don't want to damage a big nugget. So if I'm hunting somewhere with a big coil for deep big gold, I might have a pinpointer in the pouch just so I can locate the target without scraping it with my pick or something. But reality is I rarely use a pinpointer, and that's why. People criticize the way I dig my holes and this, that, and the other thing with a scoop. I use a scoop on shallow targets. Okay, the reason being, you got a little bitty nugget, and it's down in the dirt about that far. And you take out your big badass pick and you dig a hole that deep around it and get it out of the hole or whatever, that little nugget may not be hearable again. Okay, so you're going to have to smooth the dirt off, screw around, try to find where the nugget is again, where you could have just scraped off that top few inches of dirt and got it in the scoop. That's why I do that. And if the sound of the scoop scraping irritates you a little bit, it's just part of the game. It's what we do. I show you how I do this, my friends, not how you have to do it. Keep that in mind. There's everybody has their own method out here, and you're just seeing my method, how I do it. I find a lot of gold, and I probably find gold more than I get skunked. But I've been doing it a long time, and I've learned what to do and how to do it. And slowing down is the number one thing. There's nobody harder for me to train than a coin relic hunter that's been doing it for a long time. You guys move fast. And to find gold nuggets, if you move that fast, you're going to walk right over the top of them most times. Because number one, gold's number 3 on the conductor list, so it's not that great a conductor. And it comes in all shapes, sizes, and forms, making discrimination pretty much useless. The machine makes its best guesses at what you've got in the ground, but because it comes in so many shapes, forms, and different alloys, you really can't depend on discrimination. And that is why there's no discrimination on the upper end pulse induction units. We don't use it. We dig all targets. You want to find gold nuggets in the desert, you go out there. Trash indicates the old timers were there. If the old timers were there, there's probably gold there. And if there's still trash there, it means guys like me and most of my cronies that dig all targets and take them home haven't been there either, at least not very much. So I don't have a problem digging trash because that's where you find the nuggets. And areas with absolutely no trash out in the desert, well, either there's not been any gold found there, or it's just been hit real hard before. There's places at Rich Hill you can't find a target anymore. Back in the old days, there's more junk there than I've ever seen anywhere. So dig all targets. dig all targets if you're hunting gold nuggets. And that's another thing. Just had a guy criticizing me for not digging just the right targets or learning my VDI. Well, number one, I don't have a VDI meter on my 6000 or on my gold monster. It just tells me there's a piece of metal in the ground. It's up to me what I do after that. I dig them. Okay, so anyway, those are just a few little things. One other is people ask if I carry protection in the desert. Absolutely, yes. I'm out there with a $6,000 metal detector or even a $1,000 metal detector. I don't want some tweaker or somebody that is a little bit shifty coming and putting a knot on my head and taking my detector from me. That would just really be a bummer. And so, yes, I carry protection. And we won't go into that because YouTube doesn't like that much. So, anyway, that's it for today. I thought I'd show you the shop and let you know, yeah, I'm a Minelab dealer. I'm an XP dealer. I carry some other products too, but mainly those two types of detectors. And the reason for that is they work for me. They work for what I do. Okay, and trust me, I try them all. I have access to a lot of other detectors if I want to try them. Minelab's the best for gold nuggets in my opinion. Hands down, the best. Even the older ones will outdo most newer detectors. I don't like it when a detector company claims that their detector will find gold nuggets, because what they don't tell you is it'll find gold nuggets in a sandbox, but it's not going to work out there in that hot ground in the gold fields. There's so many minerals and hot rocks and whatnot out there, you really got to have a detector that's made to handle that. So anyway, that's why I use Minelab, and I like XP for most of the same reasons. So, I guess that's about it for this little video, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you learned a little bit more about me and what I do and my little spot in Arizona. And if you like these videos, subscribe, ring the bell, and leave me a comment. I answer most of them, and it's getting harder as I grow, but I still do it. And for now, my friends, Nugget Shooter out.